the people in Israel? How should we perceive them? Simple. See the damage that they have caused. And you tell me, would God want that for the world? Would God want an indigenous group of people to be completely annihilated, so that way a bunch of Europeans can come and settle down over there? And let's say, for the sake of argument, that okay, cool, they're from the lineage of Abraham, and these are the actual Jews who actually came from the lineage of Ishmael. Cool. Let's go ahead and give them that. Would God still be pleased with their action today? Ladies and gentlemen, we've spoken a lot about Christian Zionists. When it comes to the whole Scofield Bible, we say a lot about it. We understand. Those of you who looked into it and actually heard the story of the Scofield Bible will understand that the Bible has been manipulated to fit a certain agenda. And one thing that we never really talk about is, I guess you can say, Muslim Zionists. They don't go by that name. They're not going to go by that name, but they exist. They're out there. Okay. The reason you don't really hear much about the Islamic side is simply because the Quran is a book that you cannot corrupt. The Quran is a book that you can't change. But what you can do is influence the scholars. What you can do is influence the people who are speaking in the ears of the young men in Islam, the Muslims. And so I want to go ahead and share this little video with you guys right here of these guys. A group of so-called European imam visited the Israeli president. Let's see. As long as in the heart within the Jewish soul yawns. First of all, you see, this is the idiocracy in their knowledge. This is the stupidity. If you have a basic knowledge of history when it comes to the state of Palestine, when it comes to the Ashkenazis, you will understand that these people are converts, which, again, I'm going to go ahead and say this very, very clear. There's nothing wrong with converting to whatever religion you want to go to. By all means, knock yourself out. That's not the issue. 2, the Scofield Bible misinterpreted when it says, these are the chosen people of God, and then they will promise this land. That's another misunderstanding of the book. Why do I say that? Because if you read the verse where it says, those who bless Israel, God will bless them, it doesn't say anything about Israel. God was speaking to Abraham. At that time, Israel didn't exist. God was talking about Abraham, saying that those who bless thou, meaning you, Abraham, those who bless you, God will bless them. And if you fast forward today, after every single prayer of Muslims, they are the only group that I know of. Maybe there's a foreign group out there that I haven't heard about, but from my knowledge, the Muslims are the only group of people who bless Abraham after every single prayer. Okay, so the Jewish soul yawns. With that being said, the fact that these people are converts, can you really call them the children of Israel? Let's be honest here. There was 12 tribes, ladies and gentlemen. We only know of 2 of them. What happened to the other 10? Do you want to know why DNA test is not allowed in Israel? Because these people understand that they're European. They know that their lineage does not go back to Abraham. They know that. That's why you can't do DNA test. Those of you out there who are watching this, whether you're Hispanic, whether you're African, Chinese, Russian, Korean, it doesn't matter. The fact that there was 12 tribes of Israel, and now we only know of 2 of them, which tells me that 10 is missing. What happened to those 10? Where are they? They're scattered all over the world, ladies and gentlemen. They're scattered everywhere. My lineage may go back to being a Jewish. I don't even know. Your lineage may go back to being a Jew. You don't even know that. Let's continue with the video, man. I want to go ahead and try to keep it as short as possible, but sometimes this gets very, very interesting.
أنتم
You
تمثلون عالم
represent
الأخوة
the world of the brotherhood.
عالم الإنسانية
Really, they represent the world of the brotherhood. For over 75 years, these people have been just destroying one group of Muslims out there. And you have the audacity to sit there and actually say that? The world of humanity. Um, there's a ICJ warrant out for the prime minister. I just want to go ahead and put that out there. There's an ICJ warrant out for the prime minister. For what? War, a crime against humanity.
عالم المحبة،
The world of love, the world of
عالم
love, the world of
الديمقراطية،
democracy,
عالم
the
الحرية.
world of liberty. Gary, good to see you. The children of Abraham against radical. You see what I mean? If what he's saying is true, that they're actually the children of Abraham, why don't you allow DNA testing? I mean, imagine somebody say, Buzz, you're related to this person, and I'm like, yes, I'm related to that person. And then they say, let's do a DNA test, and I'm like, let's not go that far. Let's pump the brake now, okay? Trust me, bro. I'm related to him. That's all you need to know. Would you really believe me if I say that? You wouldn't. You'll be like, why is he so skeptical about taking a DNA test? Have you ever seen somebody with a real diamond saying that I don't want my diamond to be tested? So it's a lie. These people are from Ukraine. They're from Germany. They're from Russia. They're European. They have a goal to dominate the world. The map of Greater Israel is not the whole world, but it is a very strategic part of the world that is capable of controlling the whole world. The reason it's a very strategic area is because a lot of the resources that make its way to Europe, a lot of the oil that comes from the Middle East is in that region that they're trying to control. So when they get control of that area, they will be able to submit a lot of people all over the world. But it's not going to be that easy because they've already destroyed their own names. We're going to talk about this guy later, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about him later. He got backlash for this, but you'll see why. This is progress and the true desire of the Isaac and Ishmael to live together. There are forces getting stronger and stronger all the time in a historical timeline, advancing this version, and you and what you believe in this visit. You're doing in your brave action. You reflect the silent majority in the Middle East and around the world, which inspired for this shared coexistence. First of all, let me go ahead and tell you guys that these people are charlatans. They're false people. How do I know that? You guys see this flag right here? You see the star in the middle? That star doesn't go back to David. They call it the Star of David. It doesn't go back to him. If you read the Bible, that's where you'll understand where this star comes from. Yes, it is a Satan cult related. Now, I don't know much about the history of the star, but what I've heard from the Bible and what I've heard from Islam is that this star doesn't go back to David. It does not. Yeah, that's kind of where, I wanted to get a little bit more, talk a little bit more about religion when it comes to the star, but I don't want to go into that whole entire aspect. But you get what I'm saying now, right? These are Muslim Zionists. They exist. They're trying their utmost best to infiltrate Islam. They're trying so hard to infiltrate Islam. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Why? Because we have the Quran. The Quran tells us what to do. The Quran and the Hadith. We know how to judge a nation based off of. We know how to carry ourselves in society. But if you take out Islam and you take out the Quran, okay, cool. How should we perceive the people in Israel? How should we perceive them? Simple. See the damage that they have caused. And you tell me, would God want that for the world? Would God want an indigenous group of people to be completely annihilated, so that way a bunch of Europeans can come and settle down over there? And let's say for the sake of argument that, okay, cool, they're from the lineage of Abraham and these are the actual Jews who actually came from the lineage of Ishmael. Cool. Let's go ahead and give them that. Would God still be pleased with their action today? Genuinely ask yourself that question. Would God really be pleased with their action today? No, no, he wouldn't. He wouldn't. Do I speak on the behalf of God? No. No, I don't speak on the behalf of God. The entire world has come unanimously and agreed that what's going on in Palestine is a genocide. They have flattened the 90% of the land, restricted the majority of food from entering that land. And then when the people come and look for to get the food, they open gunfires on them. And then they turn around and they lie to you and they say that they're defending themselves. And then they want to go back to October 7th as if that's when it really started, when in reality, that's not when it started. It goes far back than that, all the way to 1948. But let's say, okay, cool, it started in October 7th. Did you know that the Hannibal Directive took place in October 7th? Some people are actually saying that, hey, the fact that the Hannibal Directive took action in October 7th, we believe that the majority of the Israeli that actually died on October 7th was done by Apache helicopters that was deployed by the IDF themselves. Because if you see the after damage, I'm telling you, there was approximately 100 to 150 cars completely decimated. AK-47s don't do that. Hamas doesn't have that kind of firepower. But in order for these people to pursue their goal, in order for these people to push their colonization on the indigenous people of Palestine and their further idea of greater Israel, they have to lie to you. And that's what they've been doing for the past 75 years. Even if you go back all the way to the founder, Theodor Herzl, he admitted it himself that getting this land is going to require some blood spilling. If you go all the way back to their first prime minister, he admitted it himself that, yeah, we are the colonizers. You don't have to listen to me. You just have to go listen to their, their founders, their first PM, prime ministers. Go listen to these people. They will tell you what their goal is. It's only here in the state that they are trying everything that they possibly can to keep the American people asleep, because without America, they cannot go any further than what they're doing now. In fact, they have caused too much damage in the Middle East, and a lot of people are pissed off at what they did. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the other guy. But since this video has gone on for so long, you know what? Let's do it really, really quick. This guy right here, we talked about him, and I told you guys to keep an eye out on him. This is him, right? And I was trying to find this. I thought he posted it on X. It turns out it was Indeed where he posted it. And yeah, let's go ahead and read the backlash that he received after aligning himself with the Z's. Being a Muslim supporter of Israel, especially in the current war, when those Muslims who previously started supporting Israel pull back their support or went completely silent on social media, it's absolutely difficult and pitiful. Israel and Jews all around the world are in war, so are Muslims who support. Now, it's not just Muslim. People like Candace Owen admitted herself. Even she was a true Zionist. She was a supporter of Zionism. But after what happened, okay, in October 7th, and we truly saw the horror of what the Palestinians had to go through, she completely disassociated herself from that environment, and now she is a full support of the Palestinian people and saying that this right here is a straight up war crime. So this guy right here, I don't know, they might have something on him. Again, speculation here, not saying that is true. I'm just guessing. Anyways, my children started supporting Palestine, and my wife got separation from me since war started, and now she wants a divorce. Anyways, I lost a few Muslim clients and got a message from a company to consider my contract. Oh, boo-hoo. Oh, poor you. Oh my God, look at that. Oh, this is what happens when you support genocidal freaks. This is what happens when you support people who do not give a damn about human lives. You call yourself a Muslim. I mean, to be quite honest, I kind of question that now, bro. By the end of this war, I believe I will remain alone, support of Israel, and single without a children and wife. Good. I hope you're alone. I hope you are alone. Are alone. In the last 10 years of support, I lost my father, brother, sister, cousin, relative, friend, and now my children and my wife. I know my destiny. When I will die, no Muslim in family will be around me, and I didn't wish this. You kind of did when you chose the other side. I mean, I'm just saying, you kind of did. You had a choice to look into history. You had a choice to see what's going on. You had a choice to actually understand the history of what's been going on in the Middle East, and you chose to turn a blind eye and support these people. And now you expect the whole world to just sit by and say, "Oh, we support you for fun." No, no, no. You deserve You deserve it, bro. Um. Okay. So I know my destiny when I die. Okay, yeah, I already read that. Anyways, Allah is with me, inshallah. Is He really with you? Hmm. Is He really? Is Allah with people who cause corruption on earth? In fact, the Quran says that Allah does not like wrongdoers. Hmm. Imagine if the Pharaoh was alive today, and then the Pharaoh came with all kinds of excuses. Because guess what? The excuse that the IDF like to use, it's not new. When the Pharaoh was unaliving babies, because that's what he did. All right. Again, that's not new. So literally, it's a playbook that they got from the Pharaoh. When the Pharaoh was unaliving the Beni Israel, the excuse that he was using was the same thing. Oh, these people are trying to take away our power. He was using the same exact excuse in the book, not in the book, that the idea for using today to justify his crime during his era. Because you don't just get up and start unaliving innocent people just like that. You don't do that. You need to come up with a reason. You need to demonize these people. You need to make it seem like these people are straight up animals. That way, when you continue with your genocide, nobody has sympathy for them. And that's exactly what the Pharaoh tried to do. So the fact that you were supporting these people, if even though they're literally copying from the Pharaoh, if you were alive during the time of the Pharaoh, you would have been in support of the Pharaoh. But we all unanimously agreed, both Christian, Muslims, and Jews all agree that Pharaoh was an evil man. And here you are, supporting the people who are following the footsteps of the Pharaoh. And you want to say that God is with you, that Allah is with you. I'm a layman. And if I could see this and know that you are full of shit, everybody else can see it, including people who have done even far more interesting digging in the story than I have. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you learned a little bit from that. I hope that was educational. I just wanted to go ahead and share a little bit of a Muslim Zionist with you guys and let you guys know that as Muslims, we don't tolerate that shit. They're all hiding. They hide behind names. They pretend that they're with us. They pretend that they're the best of Muslim, when in reality, they're working for another force. That's how they run. In Christianity, they come out straight up and say, I'm a full-blown Zionist. I support the state of Israel. God told me to support Israel. So you know who your enemies are. You know the people who do not support you as Christians. Muslims, we have to be a lot more careful because they, the imam, they, the scholar, they will come to us and they will say, you're my friend. They will say, I am learned. They will say, I pray just like you. I eat just like you. They will gain your trust when in reality, they're working for another force. They don't come out straight up and say it because they know if they come out straight up and say it, they're going to get rejected. Anyways, I went on a little bit of a tangent there. If you made it this far, please don't forget to leave a like and sub. Later.